Hey guys, how's it going? I'm that socially awkward gamer you probably forgot existed, otherwise known as Batted Jack, and welcome to ESO, levels 10 to 20. I hit level 20 earlier today. I know there's a lot of people that have been going through the game faster than I have, but those people don't have jobs, they don't have other commitments, like other networks to manage and things, so you just gotta deal with it. So I'm gonna talk to you about my experiences leveling up through levels 10 to 20, because I feel that this is the best way to cover an MMO, instead of just doing like one video saying, hey, this is the whole MMO, even though I'm only level 15. So, yeah. You can go back and watch levels 1 to 10 video, it'll be in the link in the description, and if you're watching this later, I might have the levels 20 to 30 video up as well, so I'm not sure about that one yet though. Probably not. Anyways, so level 20, and one of the first things you'll notice is obviously the difference in the gear. So when you reach level 16, maybe 15, 16, then you kind of start getting access to steel-styled gear, and steel is not only better, you can only make iron materials up till level 14, I believe, and then after that you have to start using steel ingots from high iron ore, which is different than other iron ore because it's taller, I guess. And you can only get that by going to at least a new area, which is Deshawn, outside of Stonefalls. And obviously I'm on the Ebonheart pack, so it varies depending on which side you're on and everything like that. So for the Ebonheart pack, you have to go to Deshawn to gain access to mining high iron ore, which in turn lets you make steel ingots, which lets you make this awesome steel armor. So obviously this is Imperial Armor. All the races have different styles of it. I like the Imperial Armor. I think it looks really badass. And I'm really happy that around this level is when my characters really started to kind of flesh out. So you'll notice he's kind of starting to look like a badass. In the other video, he looked like a general soldier. Now my guy's looking like maybe like a general, maybe some type of commander dude on the battlefield. So he's looking really good, looking really personal. I'm really liking the personal touches I can put on everything. And the really nice thing that's kind of come in these last few levels is actually the crafting. So hovering over my sword here, this is the sword that I've crafted myself. So I crafted a steel greatsword, and I used some honing stones to bring it up to what's it called? Is it Arcane? Is the second one Arcane? Yeah, I believe the second one is Arcane, which is the green text you see there, which increases its damage and like its other stuff, the weighted attribute that I put on it. And then when you bring up the blue using Dwarven Oil, then it gets even more damage and it increases the attribute even higher, which is always nice. So the great thing is the crafting has really kind of exploded in these levels. So I'm actually able to get my own gear, craft it up, and improve it up to the point where I want to use it over most of the stuff I find. So I really do enjoy that, because it does add like a really personal feel to the stuff you're creating, and I managed to like enchant my sword and everything as well. So it feels really, really good.
I understand you were instrumental in crushing the Daggerfall army at Devil's Watch.
Right, so obviously another big thing that you gain access to around level 15 is the weapon swapping ability. So I'll show that right here. And what that does is it gives you a different weapon slot that you can swap in and out of, like, instantaneously whenever you want, instead of having to get out of combat and then switch to another weapon and go back into combat, as you previously had to do. So I've got a bow and a greatsword as my two swaps. The bow is really nice for if I'm in a group and I want to do some, like, range DPS or do some healing. I prefer to have my healing spells on my bow class, because I can kind of stay out of the combat area and maintain my magicka in order to do healing, instead of having to use it with my Templar on my greatsword. And it's also really helpful in PvP, because I can use my bow to like shoot down from the walls and stuff, instead of having to go and run at the enemy all the time with a sword, because that's not always the best idea. Alright, so let's use the bow for a little bit. Haven't used it for a while, so hopefully it's still a viable option. I may need to upgrade it. It seems to be doing pretty well still. I am a little over level for this area, granted. I'm just trying to finish up a few quests. And I'm really happy to say that there are tons of quests to do still. Let's see. Let's open up my journal. This is Deshaun, the second area. I've still got at least all these quests to do. There's tons more that I haven't started either. There are so many quests in this game, guys. And they're all fully voiced, and it's great. I've got guild quests over here. I've got the main story quest that I haven't done because the main story, yeah, it's alright. But I'm kind of... Oh god, getting attacked. I'm just more partial to the guild stories, I guess. The guilds have a bit of an odd level up system, though, I gotta say. Come on, use the active ability. There you go. The guild quests, like, you can do probably one every 5 levels, so it kind of spaces out the story in that way. I'd like to be able to do more with the guilds, to be honest. I'm not quite digging that as much as I thought I would. That oak just disappeared when I pressed E to get it. Huh, I've never had that happen before. Anyways, let's keep going. So, yeah, I've unlocked Deshaun, and I've explored most of it. And I've also explored a bit of Shadowfen, which is the third area you go to. I can actually teleport to it right now for you. Let's head over to Shadowfen. This is a very Argonian-inspired area. It's very swampy, all the mud Argonian huts and things like that. I quite like it, actually. It's probably my favorite area to kind of go exploring in for different items, different stuff like that. I spent, like, probably an entire night just running around there, unlocking chests, trying to avoid all the high-level mobs, and finding, like, rune stones and stuff like that. So all in all, it's a really good area. And Deshaun looks really pretty as well. Like, the nice thing about the areas so far is that they all kind of have a really distinct feeling to them, you know? Like, Stonefalls is very volcanic. It's very, like, Morrowind-esque, you know? And then you get to Deshaun, which is a much more foresty climate. The air is very clear. And then you go over to Shadowfen, which would be like a... This is a very swampy, not desolate, but very nature-esque area. So that's really nice. And hopefully it loads into Shadowfen. Hopefully it doesn't have a loading glitch. I've noticed a couple of those lately. There we go, it seems to be fine. I've only noticed it when I'm trying to get into PvP, though, so that's the thing. So PvP right now, it seems to, at least on a few of the servers, my home server is Wabbajack right now, and whenever I try to load into Wabbajack, it seems that a lot of the time it'll just get stuck on an infinite load screen, which is not the most ideal thing. Obviously, because then I can't play PvP, which I really want to do. It's kind of the whole reason I tried to load the PvP, you know, so I could play it. But it's not always the way it works, unfortunately, and they really need to get on that, because I want to actually play PvP, and it's not acceptable to not be able to play PvP. So that's one thing they really need to fix. And yeah, so impressions up to 10 to 20. The game holds up so far. In fact, I'd even say it's getting better, especially on the PvE front. Just all the new crafting stuff I can do, getting more options while I'm doing it. There's lots of leveling up, lots of skill points to put into. Let's see, let's go to my skills. Haven't really done more on the Adric Spear part. I've done lots of two-handed skills, so I've upgraded those. I focused a lot on, say, my heavy armor skills as well, so I've tried to upgrade those. And head over to blacksmithing as well. I've tried to do a bit of that, some enchanting as well. Because blacksmithing and enchanting are a really important thing to do unless you want to be spending like 1,000 gold on something, which isn't ideal. In fact, it seems like I've sold an item on the guild store. Wonderful. Alright, so 10 to 20 is really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting really into the game. Joined a couple guilds, mostly trading guilds, so I can sell my stuff. You get a lot more money from joining a guild, just saying. And if you want to join my guild, if you got the game, you can join it. It's the Brovakines, so just let me know and like add me as a friend. So my user ID is @PattyJack. Just friend me or something, and I'll see it, and I'll add you, and I'll invite you to the guild. It's a small guild, but you can at least get in contact. So yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the game so far, and I'll give you guys another update when I get 20 to 30. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed. And I am PattyJack. I will see you guys next time. Peace off. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, I would be super appreciative, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because then you can see all the other awesome content I make. If you want to go find that content, there's a bunch of playlists down in the description for you. Anyways, sounds like I got some dragon slaying to do. Patty out!